The Rings of Power, it's finally here. Just a preface, I have not read The Silmarillion, The Unfinished Tales, The Children of Hurin. I have not read any of Tolkien's Second Age or First Age work. I've read The Hobbit, I've read The Lord of the Rings. In fact, I just spent the last 3 days in theaters watching the extended editions of The Lord of the Rings. The reason I wanted to point that out is because I don't have that background information, that background knowledge on the First and Second Age. So when it comes to my reviews, I'll be reviewing the show as a show. I can compare it to The Lord of the Rings, to Peter Jackson's Lord of the Rings, to the books, The Hobbit, but I can't really compare it to the source material because I don't really know the source material. So you'll be getting a little different perspective from me compared to the other people who really know the source material. I'll start out with the positives. The show, visually, it looks great in my opinion. Some of the landscape shots that we saw in this first episode really remind me of Peter Jackson's Lord of the Rings. That's probably because it was filmed in New Zealand. I actually really like the color grading as well. A lot of these shows that come out are too dark, or they're too blue or green or too yellow. You know, I feel like this show had found a really good middle ground, and it worked really well for the aesthetic of the show. The color palettes really worked with the color grading, and I liked it. Visually, I liked it. One part of the show that I found endearing were the Harfoots. I know a lot of people are probably going to hate on the Harfoots because they shouldn't even be in the show. But remember, I'm reviewing the show as a show. We have already established that the show is not Tolkien. It's not a Tolkien adaptation, right? So I'm going to be looking at the show as just a show inspired by Tolkien. That's it. With the Harfoots, I feel like they reminded me more of Willow and his people. And I thought that was pretty cool because George Lucas set out, he wanted to make The Hobbit actually, but he couldn't get the rights to do it, so he ended up making Willow. So it was cool that these Harfoots remind me of Willow and his people. Funnily enough, they also remind me of the gnomes from Frozen. I don't know, something about them, like they're quirky, they're weird, they got moss in their hair. So I don't know, they're silly and they're cute, and yeah, I like them. It's funny, with this episode overall, I actually enjoyed it more than the first episode of The House of the Dragons. I guess because it's Tolkien inspired, and I'd much rather watch something that's Tolkien inspired than George R.R. Martin, because I like Tolkien's style more. That's going to be it for the positives, so let's jump into the negatives. Galadriel, oh my gosh. I understand why these reviews that were coming in, people have been calling her a Karen and a Mary Sue. I've heard people say that she is the most miscast character on the show, and I actually disagree. I think she's wonderfully cast. However, she is horribly written. She's annoying. When I watch her, it's annoying. Like, she killed that ice troll like nothing. Solo, single-handedly killed that ice troll. And I thought back to Fellowship of the Ring, when the entire Fellowship had to work together to take down that one cave troll. And this lady single-handedly took down this ice troll. She was jumping off swords and swiping, and she took it down with ease. Again, I can't really blame her as an actress. It's the writing. It's the direction. That's what's ruining her character. Another thing about the elves, I don't like the short hair. It doesn't look right. They need to have the long hair. I know the showrunner said, I mean, just like any other race, elves can have different hairstyles. But as far as I'm aware, all elves had long hair in Tolkien's work. Overall, I actually enjoyed the episode for what it was. And what is it? It is a Tolkien-inspired show. And that's it. I'm not looking at it as a show that is an adaptation of Tolkien's material. Not at all. Because if I were, they already failed. Regarding the music, it was okay. They used Galadriel's theme a lot, and they also used Sauron's theme. I feel like they might have overused Galadriel's theme because it got a bit repetitive. But yeah, that's going to be my thoughts on the first episode. And I'm sure you guys have a whole lot more knowledge of Tolkien's material than I do. So let me know your thoughts and your insight down in the comment section. I'd love to read it. I'll see you guys in episode 2. Take care.